Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Jessica. So in this video, you will see me in like two different looks kind of. So I did record this video yesterday and I ended up accidentally deleting like certain parts of the video. So I did try to re-record today. So you are going to see me kind of going back and forth between the videos, but I am doing the exact same thing in both videos. So if you guys do like this video, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell, or else you will not see me ever upload unless you search my name, which hopefully you do. But yeah, you want to make sure you turn on that notification bell. This video is going to be on how you guys can have a sweat-proof makeup routine, and it just really ensures that your makeup's going to stay on, that it's going to look nice and fresh, that it's not going to sweat off or wipe off. So if you guys want to know how to get sweat-proof, foolproof, awesome, flawless looking skin all night long, then just keep watching. Okay, so now we're starting over since I deleted my first video. So one of the things that you want to do when you are looking to have your makeup stay on all day, especially when you're out in the heat or you're outside, a lot of people I think still look past the skin prep part, like the skincare and prepping your skin. So you want to make sure that your skin is cleansed. You want to make sure it's nice and clean and that there's no residue on there. You want to make sure that you are nice and exfoliated. I can't.
Hey, hello. I literally just sat down and hit record. How are you feeling, number one? I'm fine for right now. Yeah.
Okay, so you want to make sure also that your skin is exfoliated. So you always want your skin to be as smooth as possible. You want to try to get a lot of those dead skin cells off, any dry patches or dry spots that you have from just, you know, maybe dead skin on there, because that always is going to just interfere with your makeup and how it sits on your face and just overall like how it looks. So you always want to make sure that you are taking care of your skin first and then prepping your skin. So I probably spend, I don't know, I would say a good like 8 to 10 minutes on just prepping my skin and my skincare every day before I put my makeup on. Then I go ahead and put my skincare regimen on, so like my serums and my moisturizers and my eye creams. So my skin is already nice and cleansed, and I did put all of my moisturizers on and SPF, don't forget that. So now we're going to get into putting on the makeup. So the first thing is going to be primer. So if you guys are somebody that has like very oily skin, I do highly recommend using a mattifying primer. That's just going to first kind of mattify your skin already before you go ahead and put on your makeup. And it's just gonna also kind of help when you put your makeup on. That makeup is going to stick to that primer, and it's just going to help keep it on and give you that nice look throughout the entire day. So a mattifying primer that I know that I like is this Cover FX blurring primer, and this is a little bit of a higher end product. I do know that NYX also has a really good mattifying primer. I'm not 100% sure on the name of it. I will link it below. I will find that out for you, but if you are looking for a more affordable option, the NYX is an affordable option. I really have been liking the way that my makeup looks just with these serums and these moisturizers that I've been using. But if you do want to use a primer and you do feel like that makes a difference in your skin, go ahead and put that on. But then the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start putting my foundation on. So I have two foundations here, and I'm going to give you guys two options because I honestly both feel that they work just as great. So the first one is a more full coverage foundation. It is the Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. And this one has gotten a lot of hype. It's really well known for being full coverage. It's supposed to be transfer proof as well. This does have sunscreen in it as well. It has 25 SPF, so it does have a little bit in there. Obviously you need a lot more than that on your face, but this is a really good foundation, especially if you want something that's a little bit more full coverage but is going to stay on. If you are somebody that doesn't really like to have like a cake face and you don't want to feel like you have too much makeup on, or you don't want it to feel heavy, then I would suggest applying these foundations, especially this type of foundation, with a damp beauty blender and just do a minimal amount. You don't have to load on the foundation, because then it can be a little bit heavy, especially since it's a little bit more on the thicker side. It's not too thick, but it is a little bit more on the thicker side. I don't necessarily think this is a like a lightweight foundation. So I do recommend that one, but today I am using one of my favorite foundations, and I've been using this one for such a long time. As you guys know, if you have been following me, you know that the LA Girl Illuminating HD foundation is one of my all-time favorite foundations. It is like amazing, but because it is more of like a luminous foundation, if you are putting that on and then you are going to be outside, especially where it's hot, it can get a little bit oily with that foundation. So now I like to go to my other foundation that I like in the summertime, and that is the Maybelline Matte and Poreless. Absolutely an amazing foundation, drugstore, it's super affordable, they have a ton of shades, and I seriously think this is one of the best drugstore foundations. Now, even though this is a matte foundation, if you have super dry skin, I still don't feel like this is going to make you super crazy dry, but I still like this foundation. I would just like go ahead and put like a luminizing primer on, and then make sure you are also using damp beauty blenders and setting your face with a nice like hydrating mist if you have dry skin and you want to use this foundation. So that would just be my tips if you have super dry skin and you're nervous to use this. So the shade I am using is Natural Beige, and it is the number 220. You guys can see that. And all I do is just go ahead and put this on the back of my hand. Now, one of the reasons that I put my skincare on earlier was because one of the things that you want to do when you are putting your skincare products on before you apply your makeup is you want to make sure that those skin products have enough time to kind of sit and set into your skin. I learned that if you put on your skincare, like your moisturizers and your serums and things like that, and then you just immediately go in with your makeup after, that is part of why sometimes your makeup will transfer, it will slide off, and it won't stay on. And that's just because that skin prepping that you're putting on your skin to prep your skin and to really get your skin ready to just, you know, like soak up all of the makeup that you're gonna put on it, you didn't give it enough time to kind of let it set before you put your makeup on. So I highly recommend doing that. Try to do your skincare and let it sit for maybe like, I don't know, maybe 5 to 8 minutes before you start putting your makeup on. Okay, so now I have the foundation on the back of my hand, and I'm going to take my damp beauty blender and I am going to pick some up, and I'm just gonna start applying this onto my face. I seriously, oh my God, and of course I have a hair right here. Really, and I had like a thing there. What is going on? I like to use damp beauty blenders when I am applying my foundation and when I apply my concealer, because I just feel like, I really feel like this is what gives me a more skin-like look when I am putting foundation on. I do know that there are some really good foundation brushes, but I still just personally think using a damp beauty blender is the best way to just blend in that foundation and just have it look very flawless. One of the things that you want to do when you are using your damp beauty blender is you want to make sure that you are pressing the product into the skin, that you are tapping, pressing in. You do not want to take it and swipe and like, you know, move it, like you'll basically just be moving the product around. You do not want to swipe it. You just want to lightly tap and press the product in, because that's basically, I mean, that's what you're doing. You are pressing the foundation into your skin because that's what you want to act as what your skin really looks like, right? You want the coverage, you want the even tone and all of that. So now that I have that on, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my concealer. And I think at this point, this is where I finally have my old footage. So I'm gonna probably go ahead and go back to the other footage that I have of this look. So I'm gonna switch now. Okay, so now that I have my foundation on and I look scary because I have such dark circles under my eyes, I'm gonna go ahead with my concealer. And the concealer that I am using as of lately, especially because it is summer and I don't like to have that cakiness under my eyes, I kind of went back to this one. I used to use this all the time before, and I just kind of forgot how good it is. This is a more light to medium coverage concealer, but it is also buildable. So this is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and I am using the shade Light. So I'm gonna go ahead and place this under my eyes. I actually have something in my eye. And what I'm gonna do is just kind of go ahead and, if you have been following me for a while, you will know that I do have really dark circles under my eyes, so concealer is just a must for me. I'm just gonna go ahead and put this down my nose and down here. And then once again, I'm gonna take my damp beauty blender and I'm gonna blend it out. So as usual, concealer makes such a big difference for me. Okay, so the next part is something that I find is going to make a huge difference if you are looking to have a sweat-proof makeup, especially if you're going out to a festival, and that's gonna be setting all of this makeup and what kind of powder you are using. I absolutely have been obsessed with this Maybelline Fit Me Loose Setting Powder. It looks like this. It comes in this nice little square. And this is the shade Light Medium, and it's in the color 20, and I am obsessed. This makes such a difference in setting my makeup and really keeping set throughout the day. And I don't know if it's this formula, but I truly and honestly think that when I put this on, it does give my face almost like that filtered skin, like softening look. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my damp beauty blender once again. I'm gonna pick some of this powder up and place it right underneath the eye. Now I'm not necessarily like baking, because I'm not looking to put like a crazy amount of this powder on. I'm just taking a light layer and I'm going right under the eyes. And then I'll kind of press it up against the nose a little bit. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take it and go right onto the forehead. And I'm seriously, you guys, I'm taking just a little bit. I'm not taking like a huge glob. Sometimes I know it could be, and I just got it on my eyebrow. I know it can be a little bit intimidating when we see the baking process and like how much powder you use. And I think sometimes people attempt to do those looks and then that's how they end up getting a super like dry cake face, is because they put too much on. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just brush out that powder that I got on my eyebrow. So as you guys saw, I only put that powder under like my eye area, right on my forehead, and then a little bit here on the chin. I don't like to place that everywhere, because then what I like to do is I like to take the Maybelline pressed powder, and I've been using this powder for years. It's one of my favorite powders. Once again, it doesn't dry out my skin. So I don't know, I just really like this powder. So this is the Matte and Poreless pressed powder, and this is in the color Classic Ivory. And then what I like to do is I like to use a very like loose, not stiff, fluffy brush. And that's because I'm not looking to pick up a ton of product. I'm just gonna go ahead and swirl the brush, and I'm just gonna press this into the other areas and set the rest of my face. And by doing this, it's setting my face and giving my, foundation and concealer basically that seal and that glue on top to kind of keep that in place. But at the same time, I'm not putting too much powder on, because I am gonna still put highlight on and I'm still gonna put bronzer and blush on. So I don't wanna have so much powder already before I go ahead and put those on, because once again, that's how you kind of build up that cake face. So now, as you guys can see, my face is nice and clean. It's got a nice coverage. It's matte but isn't too drying. And now what I'm gonna go ahead and do is put my bronzer on. If you've watched me before, you follow me, you know I'm not really big into contouring. I like to do my bronzer and kind of go in the contour areas and kind of fake a little bit of contouring. So that's what I'm gonna do. My absolute favorite bronzer of all time is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is my favorite bronzer of all time. I absolutely love it. I feel like my hair looks like a lion right now. Do I look like a lion, like Lion King? But yeah, anyways, if anybody has used this, you know that it smells like just like summer. Like it smells amazing. I'm gonna go ahead with a big fluffy brush and I'm gonna go into my bronzer and I'm just gonna start going into the contour areas and where I like to bronze my face. So I'm gonna go right up here onto the forehead and then down the temples. And then you can go on the jawline a little bit, go down the neck. Don't forget your ears because you want your ears to kind of match your face. Once I have done that, if you are somebody that likes to have a little bit more structure on your face, and what I mean by that is if you really like to contour, what I like to do after I put the bronzer on is I will go back into my face powder with my brush, and then I will just kind of take that powder and just kind of swipe right underneath. And it just kind of helps, and then of course I'll go in the middle of the forehead and then you can go right here under your eyes. And it just kind of helps give you the illusion that you contour, but it really isn't like too much in your face, you know, like where you're like, well girl,
Easy on the contour.
you know, it's just nice. It's like nice and natural. So I'm just gonna go over this one more time. All right. Now, this is the part where I guess I kind of feel like I do a lot of things differently, and that is I like to go ahead and put on my highlight right now, and there's a reason for that and you guys will eventually see that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little bit of highlight. This is the Artist Couture. I've been using this a lot, and that is because, can you even see that? Did it focus? Hello, focus, okay. This is the Artist Couture Loose Highlight in the color Summer Haze, and it's a diamond gold powder, and it's just a really, really nice bronzy gold highlight. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this Real Techniques fan brush. Can you see? Can you see? Okay. I'm just gonna take that, I'm just gonna dip into it, and I'm just gonna start going ahead and placing it right here on the cheekbone. And the key is you just want to stay right here on the cheekbone. And then I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit and go right down the bridge of my nose. And on the tip. And then I like to go in with my blush. So I have been using seriously like the same blush for like I don't even know how long because I don't know, I'm not a huge blush person, and I pretty much always use the same color. So I'm still using the Note Cosmetics blush, and this is in the color Desert Rose. Sometimes I do use the Alamar Cosmetics blush palette that I got in my BoxyCharm. That one has a little bit more of like a nice peachy pink color. This one's a little bit more of a plum rose type color. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of this and just go on my cheekbones. So, as of now, I am completely done with my face makeup. I'm not gonna be putting on anything else. So what I do now is I will take my setting spray, and this is gonna be the third part of what I was talking about in the beginning, that is going to help ensure your makeup staying on and not coming off. So there are a few different setting sprays out there, and I do feel like it's just kind of finding which one is going to work best for you and your skin type. I do know Urban Decay has the All Nighter setting spray, and they also have one, I forget what it's called, I think it's called D-Slick, and basically what that one is it helps with oily skin and it helps you from getting oily. But the one that I am using is this Pixi Hydrating Milky Mist. Well, basically what you do with the setting sprays is you want to take your setting spray and you want to spray all over your face and get a really nice layer. And that's what I have been doing for years now, and that is what has kind of helped keep the base of my makeup on, because I will go ahead and I will do it a second time, and you guys will see what I'm talking about in a minute. But what I like to do is I like to take my setting spray and I like to spray it all over my face. And then once you've let it sit in for a few minutes, I'm gonna take the Beauty Blender and I'm gonna press the setting spray. I'm gonna take it, I'm going to press it all into my skin. And what it's gonna do is it's gonna basically melt your makeup and that setting spray, and it's going to kind of melt it all into one, and it's going to make everything look nice and smooth, and it's going to make your skin look fresh. But I really like this one. It has a little bit of the hyaluronic acid in it, and it just helps with keeping your skin like dewy and a little bit glowy. So if you do have oily skin, I don't recommend this setting spray. I would recommend something like the Urban Decay All Nighter or the Urban Decay D-Slick. I also know MAC does have a Fix Plus matte setting spray, which also helps your face to dry a little bit more matte. But either way, what you want to do is you want to have a really good setting spray, and after you apply that first layer of makeup, I like to take that and spray it all over my face and then press it in with my damp beauty blender. And then what I like to do is, while this is still a little bit tacky from pressing that in, I will go in and do a light second layer of makeup. And what I mean by that is I'm just gonna take the powder that I have with that same brush, and I'm gonna go ahead and place this powder right on top. And I don't know if this just kind of acts as, it just acts as a second layer to your makeup, but it still doesn't look cakey or too much because of the setting spray and because we just pressed all of that first layer into our skin. And this has really made a huge difference in my makeup and how it lasts all night, and especially if I am outside or in the heat. Then I'm gonna go ahead and with the bronzer, and then I'll do highlight, and then I'll do blush. And I am done with the face. Now this is where I would go ahead and apply my lashes and things like that if I didn't already have them on. But like I said, I put them on before because I really wanted to just show you guys how I do my face routine and how I get my makeup to stay on all day long. Since I already have my brows done and I already have my false lashes on, all I'm gonna do is just quickly go over them with a little bit of mascara. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spray my setting spray for the second time, and this is going to now lock in both of those layers, which is going to give me that extra just seal. It's going to just lock everything in, and once again, it's just gonna make everything kind of blend together and look really, really nice. We'll go back in with the beauty blender, and I'm very, very lightly pressing, by the way. I am not pressing very, very hard, and I'm going to be mixing two of these liquid lips. This one is the Kylie Cosmetics liquid lip in the color Charm, and it's actually just like a little travel size. I think I got it at Ulta in like that little checkout area. And then I'm gonna also be mixing this NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream, and this is in the color Stockholm. Okay guys, so that was the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully it wasn't too weird being back and forth. But yeah, that is how I get that flawless look. It's how I stay summer proof and sweat proof, and just how my makeup stays on. So hopefully you guys were able to learn a few things from that, and you guys can try that at home and how you apply your makeup. Let me know in the comments below if you think it was helpful. I would love to talk to you and get to know you there. And I hope you guys have a great 4th of July. I hope you guys have a good night, stay safe, and I will see you guys in my next video.